Hello everyone. So in this video we're going to create the employee table, which is the dimension for our data warehouse, and we need the employee ID and employee name. If we take a look in SQL Server table here, we see that we have an employee ID and the last name and first name, so we can concatenate those two columns, and we are going to have our employee name. However, in the employee ID here we have the auto increment, and for the access it's also an auto increment, which will give us a little bit confusion, which means like we have one here which is like reference to this employee, and here one it reference another employee. So to get rid of this confusion, we can add for this table for each ID variable, a string variable, for example x, so it will be like 1x, 2x, 3x, and 4x, etc. And how we're going to do that, we are going to Talend, and we're creating a new job here. Give it a name employee and finish. Okay, in the employee here job, we are going to use two components. The first component is the access table, which is the employee. Drag and drop it here, make it as a DB input, of course. Then we need also for SQL Server table, we need the employee table. Good. As an input, Microsoft SQL Server. We need Tmap to make our transformation and some cleaning. So Tmap. Okay. Also for employee for T-SQL Server, the Tmap. Here in the Tmap section or Tmap, we're going to create an output. Okay. Then after creating the output, we need to, as we said, like convert our ID to a string first. And we have a long variable here, so we can convert it directly. We change the type of the variable to string, of course. Then we drag and drop the variable here, and we click here in the three dots, and we are going to type to string to convert our variable. And we just drag and drop it here in the output one. We can rename it to employee ID. Okay. Then we need the what we call it the employee name. So how we are going to do that? We are going to concatenate the first name, and we add to it last name. I made a mistake here. We just delete it. Delete this column. Yeah, we need the last name here. Exactly. And we can just rename this column to employee name. And we are going to give a length like 50, and also here like probably 10. We are not going to make it newable, so we just finish our first Tmap. We press OK. For the second Tmap, we are going to use the same process, but yeah, I forgot something. We said that we need to add some variable here to just get rid of the confusion or the conflict. So what we are going to do is to add for this variable here a string variable, which is x, just to differentiate from the SQL Server table. Okay. Then we're going to the employee table here in Tmap, and we're going to create a second output and create a variable. And here we are having an integer type of the employee ID. So how are we going to convert this variable to a string? For integers, we need to create we need to instantiate a new integer variable. Then we can convert it to a string, and that by just typing to string here. Good. So we just converted our variable to a string, and we can drag it here. We give it a name, employee ID. Okay. And for the first name and last name, we can concatenate them like that, and we can add our last name here and replace the name here to employee name. Okay. And we need to give it 10 here, and for the length here should be the same, 50. The precision, I think there is no precision here. Okay, and then press OK. Now we are having our Tmaps. We can now join the tables by using the tunit component. Exactly, and we're picking the output row 1. Sorry, yeah. Then for the second output also here. Good. We're going to the red one here. Double click into unit, edit the schema, and we're selecting all the schemas here and just drag them to the second view. Okay, we just press OK now. After that, we need just to pick to check if there are any redundant value. So we select our T-unique row here. So what should we check if there is a redundant value or not? We should check our employee name. We don't care about the employee ID because like it's an ID. But if there is a, for example, if in access table, the second row here, there is Sensini, and in our SQL server, probably in the fourth row, there is Sensini. So the T-unique row going to delete that row. And finally, we need to use our staging area database here and make it as an output. And we link it with the T-unique row. Double click here, and we are going to the table name, and we just name it to employee. Okay. Then in the action table, we need to pick the drop table if it exists and create it. Then we let the action on data to insert. We need to save the job now, and then press to run the customer. Run the job of the employee. We wait for a few seconds here. It's running. I think yeah, everything is working now. They're starting, and if there are no errors, it will gonna work fine. Yes, and now we are having 18 errors. How to know if like we did it right? If we check our access table, we have 9 rows, and also for our employee ID, employee table in SQL Server, we have 9 rows. So the sum is like 18. And there is something I want to show you how the employee ID will look like. So if we go to the Northwind staging area here save point staging area tables. If we check our table employee here, we see that our access tables contains a new variable here just to avoid the confusion with the SQL Server table. So we have 1x, 2x, etc. And we have 1, 2, 3 that reference into the employee name. As you see here, we made a mistake. That is the last name and the first name, like they are so close to each other. How are we gonna fix this? It's easy. I will show you. I think also the customer will do the same problem here. Yeah. As you see here, the names are like grouped in one string. So we're going to fix this. It's easy. So how to fix this? We can back to our Tmap for the employee ID, the employee table here. And for this row here, for this variable or this column, we are going to add an empty string. It's like Java, like you are coding in Java. And press OK. Also here, you can add an empty string. Okay, press OK. Now, if we rerun the job, we are going to have a better look for our data. Okay, so going to our employee, execute. Now we are having, as I said, a better look for our data, and then see if we're free, something like that. Okay, we need to fix also the customer table. So we're going to our customer job and Tmap, the first Tmap here. Okay, so here we should add our empty string also as an employee table. When we press OK, then we are going to run a job again. Connect in, and I think everything is working fine. Okay, good. If we recheck our table, the customer table, and re-execute the code here, the SQL, yeah, as you see here Anna btween or something like that. Btween, I think. Yeah, so it's working fine now. We just finished from our employee table, and also we fixed our customer table. Now we are going to create our product table. Now, how we are going to create our product table? In SQL Server, we have product table and also we have category. So we need to find a way how to use that to make it in our table, because in the end, our dimension should have an ID and a name for the project, and also the category. In access table, we have the product name and also the category in the same table here, as we see. However, in our in our SQL Server table, we don't. So we need to join these tables using lookup and or inner join, and we pick our name and category. So we go to our Talend and we create a new job and give it a name to product. Okay. And let me close those. Okay. And we need the product here for our access table as an input, of course. And in our SQL Server, we need the category and also the products. Yeah. Good. Now, okay. So let's start by the access with the simple table here. We need Tmap, of course. Yeah, let's have a look in our access table. We see that our IDs, it's an auto increment IDs, and also for our SQL Server, I think. And so we are doing the same process as we did in our employee table. We need to add an X for our access table, and for the SQL Server, we'll let it like that. So in our Tmap, we create a new output. We can, by the way, we can name the output whatever we want. So I'm just letting to a default name. We create our variable. Also for the variable, we can name it. I'm just letting it as a default variable. In our expression, we need the ID here. The ID is long, so is a long type, so we can convert it directly to a string. We can type it here, string. Okay, then here we add our variable and give it a name like project ID. Okay, good. And we said that we need to add a string to just differentiate between the ID of the access and SQL Server. By the way, also we can add this X here to the expression. So there are many ways to do the stuff. And now we need the project name. Okay, and also I think we need the category. Sorry, so here we need to change the name, yeah, to product name, of course, not project. And here category name. Good. We need to give a length for our ID, which is 10, and not newable. We need not the newable names. I think we just finished from access table. Now we need to pass to our SQL Server. Of course, we need we need a Tmap to make this transformation. So when we are joining two tables or making a lookup or inner join, we need to pick the main table and the lookup table. So our main table is a product. The one we are going to join with is at the category. So we need to pick our main table, which is the product, and link it to Tmap. Then As you see here, the row 2 is the main, and for the category, it's going to be our lookup. Look, when we try to link it, now our category is a lookup. Good. Now, if we check our Tmap here in the left, we see that the main table it's the first one here. Then below it is like our lookup table. How we link this table? We need to link our category ID with the category ID of the category table, and we should configure the lookup to inner join, not left join. Okay. Then we need to create a new variable and pick our product ID, and here it is an integer, so we need to convert it. Just type in new integer, okay, and convert it to a string. Yeah, good. Okay, now we need to create an output 2. Then we just drag and drop the output here and give it a name for product ID. Okay, and we need to add also the product name, I think. Yeah, here, and give it a name, product name, of course. Okay, and we need to make it 50 here, and the length should be 10. And here we pick our category name, and we just make some modification, and also the length should be the same as the first Tmap. So 15, 50, 50, 50, and 10. I think now we did all the thing here. Now we should, merge those two tables using a tunit component. We should pick the output 1 and also the output 2. We go to our component tunit and edit the schema. We select all the rows and just drag and drop in the left. Yes, of course, I need to transform them all. Then press OK. Okay, now we need to check, of course, if there are any redundant variable or rows, and in the unique row we should check if the product name is repetitive. Okay, and finally we need our staging area database as an output, of course, and we'll link our tunic here to our staging area. For the staging area, we need to name the table to product. Okay, the auction table should be drop table if it exists, and auction should be answered. Now we save the job and run our job. Okay, it's working. Yeah, there's an error here. Let's check why this error. Okay, there are some problem in conversion and compatible table data type. Let's see why. Let's see why we have this problem. We converted our long to a string. I think project name is a string. Yeah, the product name is a string. Why it doesn't work? This is a long. Let me see something. Okay, so how are we going to fix this after I took a look to my project? I mean, I did this project before creating this video, as I said. So what we need to do to fix this problem, we need to delete. There were we double click here in the product of access, and as I remember, there were this product supplier ID. You need to delete it from here, and also delete it from the Tmap. I just deleted. it was here. Just click here and delete that ID. Why? Because like it has a problem of conversion. We need to do some processing, and we don't need it in our dimension or in our data warehouse, so we don't need to waste our time to do that process. Now, if we click in run the command here, it's going to work. Fine. It's starting the process, and yeah, we are having 122 rows. And if we check our table in the staging area save point, refresh our tables, and in the products, yeah, we see that we have our access tables here. Also, our SQL Server merged fine. We have the category name and we have the names of the products. I think after this, we need to upload orders and order details to our staging area also. So in our next video, we are going to see how to upload our orders details and orders, because they are the important tables that we need to our data warehouse to create our fact tables, because the customer, employee, and products, they are our dimensions, and we just create them and did some process to make it easy for our ETL to load and transform if there are necessary transformation before loading to the data warehouse. However, we are going to pick the time dimension from our orders details table, and for the orders here, we're going to calculate our measures, the revenue, and also the number of orders, the shipped orders or non-shipped orders. So yes, see you in the next video, guys.